Hi, I'm Amy from White Acres, and I help business owners feel way more confident about their business by creating a brand identity that really grasps what they're all about, so they feel really proud of how they look and they're happy to share their business cards, send people to their website, give people all of their stuff because they know that it's absolutely fitting the bill for their business. So today we're going to talk about how to spend less time designing so that you have more time to do the things that make you money. So the chances are that if you are in a business, then you spend some of your time doing design for your business, even if you're not a designer like me. There's so much to think about all the time, isn't there? You know, you write a blog post, so you need to create an image for that, except that you don't just need one image. You need a featured image too, if you're on WordPress, a long rectangular one like this. And then you need an image for all the social networks. So you want a square for Instagram, you want a long one for Pinterest, you want rectangular ones in different sizes for Twitter, for LinkedIn, for whatever it is that you want it for. And you might even want more than one image in your post. You might want to use an image to break up the text, or to highlight an important point, or to make it into a quote for people to share, or who knows what. And you need an image for your newsletter so that when people go to check that out, they can see a pretty image for that as well. Then you send an invoice and you need to add your logo to that. Think it's something you want to share on social media, you need to make many options for that too. And meanwhile, you still haven't added your logo to your email signature, because who really has the time? You have money to make, right? Oh, and you want to add something new to your website, which will require some more design time. And then there's the flyer that you want to put together for your next workshop, including various different online versions for social media, not to mention the handout. It's endless. So the first suggestion I have would be, no surprise, that you should hire someone to do all of that. If design is not your business, then the chances are that design is not your strength, and working on all of that is eating away at the time that you could be spending doing something that you are really good at, which will contribute to your supermarket shopping, or your electricity bill, or the holiday that you've got planned. So, you know, that's not going to work for everyone for a myriad of different reasons, so I'm not going to go into those things, but let's just say maybe you want to do it yourself. So how do you quit the overwhelm of endless stream of things to do? So I've got some suggestions. So I've got 8 of them. The first one is to cut down. Do you really need to have all of those images? It can take a lot of time to put a blog post together without adding extra work for yourself. Yes, a picture paints 1,000 words, it is more shareable, it's easier to digest, it draws more attention than a stream of words. But if you have so many words that you need to split your post up with images, does that mean that maybe you have too many words anyway? Maybe the answer is to split your post up into shorter posts instead, which will also save you writing time. Result. My second idea is to batch. This is a great time saver. I love doing this. If you know what you're going to need, then you can do a whole load of images all at once. So you can sit at your computer and you can bash out those social media images, bish bash bosh, and you're done. All done at once. Really easy. The third idea is to be lazy. You don't need a custom size for every platform. You really, really don't. I know it's tempting. You want it to look great. But I've found that I only need 2 images. So I create a featured image for WordPress, which is the one right at the top of this post. It's a rectangle like this. And I use a square image, and that's it. I like to have different text on each one, because then I can share them on different platforms, because they'll show up slightly differently. And if I have time, then I'll create a tall rectangle for Pinterest, but a square will also work for this. And when I do make a Pinterest graphic, I literally go to the square image file, I make it a bit longer, and I add another image underneath. And sometimes I batch those too. So you can make your image later, and then you can add it in later on as well. But often those images will work fine everywhere else. So this is what works for me, and I find making those 2 images is fine. You can use the rectangular image on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on your blog, on your newsletter, loads of different places. And the square image, you can set that on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, Google+. There's loads of options. You don't need to have one for every single platform, as long as you focus on the ones that mean the most to you. So say Pinterest is really important for you, you would concentrate very heavily on the Pinterest graphic and work out ways to repurpose that across other platforms. Maybe you split it up. But another idea I've got, I think this is number 4, is to use Canva for work. I've not used this myself, but it looks like it resizes images for you with no extra effort on your part. So that sounds like magic to me. I would go and definitely check that out, because it sounds like it would save you a ton of time. And then the 5th idea is to ensure that you have templates. Templates really help. Sounds boring, and yeah, they take a bit of time to set up, but it's absolutely worth having templates, as it speeds things up so much more easily. So I have layered templates that I can insert my different photographs in, I can change the text, and then I hit save. Easy peasy. So you can then, you know, set them up in Word for your header and footer and your background. You can, you know, whatever it is that fits your brand, and then keep that as a template that you can just fill in when you need to. So you should have brand guidelines that will help you to put this together with the right colour scheme and the right text sizes and the right kind of fonts. But if you don't, then I would recommend spending a bit more time putting this together, putting a brand board together that you can refer to whenever you need to put some stuff together using your template. Idea number 6 is to repurpose. This is quite similar to number 3, which is about repurposing specifically for social media. But how can you repurpose what you have elsewhere? So maybe you could save some of those images at a higher resolution and keep them for your handouts. Or you could include them in your email newsletter as well as using them on social media. Don't do things 10 times when doing them just once will do. And number 7 is to use apps. I use an app called Watermark P on my phone all the time to add logos to my photographs that I've taken on my phone, which is really easy. So I just edit the photo on my phone using the editing software that comes with an iPhone anyway, or I could put it in some other program, and then I add my watermark on, which is my logo, using Watermark P, and it's really easy, a really easy way to add an element of my brand to an image and post it straight up really quickly. There are loads of apps that you can use to create branded images. Others I have on my phone are Typorama is good, Over, Flipagram and PicArt. And it's really handy as well to have a little file in Evernote, because you can have the app for that on your phone as well, where it's in your favourites, so it's easy to access, and it's got all your colour codes in, all your fonts, all the information that you need listed so you can easily refer to it if you need to. And my 8th tip is to relax. So don't panic. If it's not perfect, honestly, you're probably going to be the only person who will know. So just do your best. Doing it is so much better than not doing it at all. And then the next time you can do it better. Practice makes perfect, and it also helps you to do things quicker, so keep practicing. So creating designs for your business can be time consuming, but spending some time setting everything up the right way and thinking through what you actually need will help you to save time and create images which are on brand at the same time. So I was just wondering if you could comment below, what are your time-saving design tips for your business? Because it would be really useful to add more helpful content to this post for other people to read and gain advice from, and really help them out too.